Retrieve some gin bottles from Tom Watt's stash. Right next to my objective. I think it's about time for us to go across to next dock area. I've poked around in the docks, in the area that's just called the docks, not the east docks. And there's the west docks. There's the north docks. I was gonna say maybe we'll try the north docks first, because it's not where my objectives are, but the only bridge is from the west docks, so you might end up going there later. Although you can go there from the west end. There's some names to keep track of here. I think they've referred to this area as being the east end. Didn't they say that at some point? Making it all the more odd. I guess this is east. They don't call it that on the map though. But west end finds its place on. Anyway, enjoy staring at that corpse for the next 17 hours. See you later, dude! Bye-bye! You better hope I don't decide to test your vampire hunting abilities at some point, because I don't think you'll, line up very well. But twink. Nobody was looking, right? Right? Sounds. Jesus. I was being silly, and then actual spookies happened. Oh no, somebody is in danger. I'm going to have to help. Or not. There's danger. Oh. Oh shit, I don't want you guys to be in good shape though. Hey there. Oh, I guess they're both dead. Oh, I'm almost dead. Also. Ow. Turns out they were rather incapable of fighting him, so... You know, things work out. Oop. Wow, I'm gonna die. Get in there. Yum, 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 yum. Alright, we're healthier at least. Stop making sad dog sounds. Make more bear sounds or something, so I can feel less bad. That's a graceful pose right there. He's got the dance in his soul. I guess there was less reason to rescue then. I'm like, oh no, somebody might be fighting a monster, and it's like it's the vampire hunters getting vampire hunted, as it turns out. They're not really good at living so far. I'm not sure if I'm convinced any of them are that good at their job. I was here before. I was here in the tutorial. I remember this courtyard, then walking over here to see if there was a thing over here or not. And then being like, that gate doesn't open. But that's where I just was. I warped to that place a second ago. I've been here before. Okay. So when we came out of the tutorial, we went through the south walk, across the bridge, then went to the western docks. And then to somewhere. So we've actually run around in a decent chunk of this zone before. Oh yeah, I remember going over there. Oh, I remember all this. This is weird. This feels weird. He seems nice. Does he see?
No place for you, sir.
Oh yeah? You all heard him. That was hate speech. He stood negative chance. That was horrible. That was horrible. That could have not gone worse for him. There you go. You're lucky my right trigger is not ready. Y'all are supposed to be higher level than me too. You're not doing a very good job at being higher level than me, I gotta say. You wanna go back and try again? Too late. You can't, because you're not a vampire. Yeah, I fought this whole area. Fill my blood sack. Yeah, based on all the enemies I'm fighting right now, one of the first hideouts I ever found should be right there. Yep. I went in here, and then I made the comments about how, like, hergy, isn't it funny how, like, this is supposed to be a continuous sequence of events, but now I've skipped forward by 24 hours? Isn't that weird? It was basically an exact recreation of my commentary. Rat.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can. We've done it a lot of times, actually. At this point, you should be kind of used to it. So we're going into that zone, which is past the locked gate that I couldn't get past before. And I should have not retraced my steps, basically. Because if I had avoided retracing my steps, I could have taken a different turn, which I believe would have given me access to the area we hadn't been able to access before. This is where the wolf fight happened. Does this open now? Yeah. And this is probably all new. Carefully avoided the arteries. Oh, enemy. Jimmy the Spark Barlow. How are things going, Jimmy? You feeling good right about now? Comfortable? Healthy? Feeling good? Ow. Oop, that's fire. Okay, I just missed that attack altogether. Good job. Yep. Ow. Stop resisting shit, I want your blood. Ow, my fire. That was a weird sentence to say, ow, my fire. You could politely blow everyone up around you while I'm at it, that'd be nice. Ow. There's a Toby Turner reference definitely waiting in here with the safety torch. Where they specifically do a panic flail when I hit them, where they wave their torch around. It's like safety torch. It's really funny. Ow. I'm not managing my stamina. Paying too much attention to my blood and not enough to my stamina. Still, they're all dead. And I get another boss fight to name an episode after, unless I forget. Because that was a small enough boss fight I might forget to even check to see if it was in the video or not. I don't know, a guy shows up, he's got a name, bigger health bar.
The wounds on this corpse are deep. The result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
It's rabid rage, murderous beast. He's describing it as being like butchery and like rampant and reckless and messy. But the other guy was like, it must have been a vampire that carefully avoided the arteries. I'm like as in like it was like surgical and premeditated and careful. I just feel like they're using conflicting terminology to describe what they're seeing, and not the way you'd expect it to be. You'd expect like you'd expect the humans to be like, what a monster, and the vampire to be like, ah, look what he did, he avoided the arteries. But surprisingly, getting the opposite response. It's a anti-confirmation of biases. Break box, break box. Would you like to know more? Yes. That's one of my favorite movies. Guard the freedom of us all. Join the Royal Fleet today. Would you like to know more? Ask the nearest recruiting office. Starship Troopers is one of my favorite movies. Even if it's supposedly like the opposite of anything that the original author meant. Although it kind of just makes me think that I might not want to read the book at all if the author wanted the opposite of what they were going for. Give me your stuff. We can't open that door. It's impossible. I got another shiny, valuable ring. People keep throwing those away. Don't you like rings? Didn't you pay for them? I thought a vampire couldn't cross running water. Hi. How do you do? Hee Oh, the explosion is an amazing death. He just disintegrates. Oh, man. This game's reinforcing my usual approach to most video games when I give them the choice, which is that going heavy on magic is so often more entertaining than going heavy on melee. You get a lot of games give you such fun magic tricks to play around with. Can I warp up there? It sounds like a pig monster's eating someone. What the fuck? Holy crap. Big on the fights, huh? Oh, that's a complete miss. Good job. I've got news for you, and it's not good. Ow, that's a miss. Nope. Stop farting at me with your fart gun. Problem with you being a flamethrower user is that it means you stand nice and still for a while, which is kind of bad for you. God damn, the docks, the West docks are in open warfare. Like, this is not a city that people live in anymore. This is just a battlefield. Holy crap. At this point, I'm basically just... Oh. More. I can bite them all, humans and non-humans both. There we go. Part of me does kind of wish you could actually clear out the city.
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
So why is it that when I kill somebody, it leads to a negative consequence for the standing of that society, but when random people die every 5 seconds in the open world, nothing happens? Like, the game's like, oh shit, this guy is dead, like every couple minutes. It just keeps telling me about another dead guy that has just anonymously died somewhere that was probably a part of the community. It's just a little hard to buy that my actions have such an impact if things are this fucked. Except for, you know, when I kill, like, somebody who runs, like, the hospital, for example. Such as the pillar of the community thing we did before. Like, I get that stuff. But I think they're implying that if you mess with Clay Cox or something, that the community might get worse. I'm like, really? Will it? Isn't he going to collectively kill people constantly? Destroy. I am basically flailing around the map randomly. I'm not even checking where my objective is or anything. It's just there's so much shit going on. So many random enemies and so many things to pick up. I'm kind of just letting that take charge for a bit. Get us some items and some exploration done. That's a faith guy. Alright. So my takeaway is that those vampire hunters are bad at their jobs, because this guy was right here. He's even he even has teleport powers. That should be a bit of a priority. Dude was just sitting right here. And those guys were just walking in the opposite direction like this is a cleared street. Unless he just warped in a second ago. Is this the door I was at a second ago? Nope, probably not. So that's not opened. Yes? Okay, yeah, I'm back where I fought the first wolf. Oh yeah, and I went that way before, so that's this gate. Okay. I was close to where I thought I was. I thought it was the next gate over, the one by the safe house. Opening things up. A curfew? Egads. Golly me. What are we gonna do about the curfew, everybody? Oh, my vampire powers are turned off. This must be, a location where NPCs are. I can't press B to dash through all the boxes to destroy them anymore. But I can still steal people. I can still, like, rob people blind. That's still here. Oh, that's not a person, that's just an umbrella. I thought somebody was sitting there with it. Nope, just on a table. Someone's curiosity store? Dude, you're leaving your books out in the open rain. You seem to have had the thought to put an umbrella over the mirror, but like all your books are in the open rain. Dude, you're gonna ruin all of them. Your, oh no. Those books are backwards. They say home physician, but the text is, the letters are backwards. Oh no. Oh no. The enormous attention to detail in the environment they give is like not happening right now in that little detail. Which I just finished playing Captain Spirit, the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. And that was all like a nice little tour through how well this group generally handles this stuff. And their attention to detail. So I've walked all around the gin location and not touched it? Okay, this might beg some further investigation. How have I managed to walk right past it? Oh, it's above me. Right here. So I need to find the way upstairs, which I must have not done before. This door has been unlocked. Ooh. Ooh. Youth arrested for attempted murder. Last night, a young man named Tom Watts was arrested by the police for attempted murder in the renowned restaurant The Silver Bell on Percival Street. The suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant, pointing a gun at customers for about 1 minute without firing. 2 witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested without incident, but refused to give any explanation for his actions and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed to the policeman who answered our questions. It is likely that Watts will feel the full force of His Majesty's courts for his transgression. The young man shall be jailed for a few years at least. Tom? Tom? What have you done, Tom? Tom? Why were you in jail, Tom? Sounds like the takeaway from the notes is that he was in jail in the past, as opposed to is going to be in jail soon. This whole area is locked up. Common handle, part +3. Remember when I wanted those?
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
More alcohol. Kind of wondering if I should just go right back right now to talk to the dude. Take him to Tom or light him and keep the bottles. Why would I want to keep the bottles? You have to give me a reason to want to keep the bottles, at the very least. Because I don't really see one. Yeah, just arbitrarily don't give them back, and then... I guess I could scavenge the bottles into being a resource. That's probably about it. I suppose I'm right here, so I might as well just walk right over and pay him a visit. Hey Tom, they were literally across the street. That said, there was a werewolf monster, so it's a good thing you happen to have like a pocket vampire to ask that you don't know is a vampire. Otherwise you never would have had your gin. We can't have that, can we?
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reid, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Do you think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Do you need any help?
I'm all right, Dr. Reid.
Oh, that was a little misclick.
Why not leave town and start a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die eventually.
Do you think the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Don't you feel threatened? Staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reid. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
From this place as I can.
I wonder if we know who he tried to kill. He may have tried to kill the guy that we've met before, who does exactly that. Not sure if it's a point in his favor or not. Let's see. Oops. Just trying to mark a new one. Not sure if it's a point in his favor or not that he was doing a dispassionate killing, and that he was killing somebody based on orders as opposed to passion. Like being wronged. There's no story behind it, no reason he felt it had to happen. It's just he was told to, and that's the whole reason. Which is a bit of a disappointment. But at the same time, maybe just somebody who got in over his head at that point, right? Attempted murder. But like, it's not like his attempted murder was... It's not like his attempted murder was thwarted by someone. No one, like, stopped him and grabbed the gun and like, oh no, good thing he stopped him or he would have killed that guy. Like, he literally just stopped and didn't murder the guy after pointing a gun at them. I need to stop doing both of these back to back. So I think they do both hit him if I time it right. Stop that. No religious symbol, please. Ow. Stop. You'll tear what? You'll tear what? It's a scenario that's dramatized often in American media and stuff, is this gang member that gets a sense of belonging from being a part of a group and feels like they found their purpose, and then they are told to kill someone, and then they're there to do it, and then they just don't. Because they realize at the last second, basically, that they're in over their head, and this isn't what they are. That whole idea. I get really turned around sometimes because I'll look at the head on the map and think that's where I am. Because of course the head on the map, like that's the person on the map, so that's me, right? But no, I'm the little arrow, and the head is my side quest objective marker. The night shelter's vicinity. Have I seen a single person yet roaming around? Someone to talk to. Oh hey, I was right here. The anti-vampire poster. That's a face. Danger is closer than you think. They're already here. Do not let them take the kingdom. See a vampire? Seek for help. Ichabod Throckmorton, expert vampire hunter. I just burned them all. Origin of the skals. It has been established for some time now that skal is the vernacular name of a different species of lesser blood drinkers. A skal often seems to be the victim of a vampire attack who miraculously survived death and came back as a crooked version of its maker. According to many observations made by our order throughout the centuries, skals are generally despised and killed by vampires who consider them lesser and despicable creatures. The name itself means slave. They've also been called Sequaliba, Arabic, Sclavus, Latin, or Sclavinoi, Greek. This shows how old these creatures are and how their makers perceive them. This may be why skals often tend to form small and discrete communities that stick together. It is also interesting to note that skals seem to call themselves this way, as if they have accepted for a long time their status as inferior servants among vampires. It is more difficult for a skal to hide its monstrous nature, pale skin, terrible teeth, strange emaciation, dilated and staring pupils. Many have lost all hair, and they show wounds and scars, which stay open without never completely... That's like a broken... Yeah, they like double negatived it. Which stay open and never completely healing, without never. They also seem capable of surviving by eating the flesh of the dead, while vampires need blood from the living. They may be the real origin of the mythical figure of the ghoul, a folklore creature who lurk in cemeteries and feed from the dead. A skal is a miserable creature. Most of the times they fear to be seen by both humans and vampires. In some regions, older skals have been witnessed nearby vampires as servants or slaves, obtaining protection by sacrificing their freedom. Most of the skals are descended from ekons and show humanoid silhouettes. Much more common, some present a more canine appearance and behave like wolves. They are sometimes called vulpes in ancient texts. At least a third type exists in the shape of a bird, or bird of bat? Or bird or bat. They are called corvus. William Marshall himself referred 3 times to some bat-shaped creatures he called vampire in his memoirs. Other types may exist, unknown or unidentified for now. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Taltree, Primate of St. Paul. Is this roll? Oh my god, it's all the humans! They were in the next room over. I was like, where the hell are the people in this area? Right, because this is the shelter area. So much of society at this moment is a series of desperate shelters, the ones we find. We have a proper hospital, a sort of set up illegal clinic, and now we have this asylum, and of course the bar.
It's locked, all right.
Who are you?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No. But I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Sorry for being a doctor?
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Of course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Yeah, but like, you want doctors to exist, right? Because they do the doctoring part?
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh, you want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right, okay. No need to get all worked up.
No need to get all worked up is a strange reaction to this conversation. Both because I didn't even necessarily even say that much, but also because she's been worked up as all hell so far.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Maybe she'll be less irritating if I do the fixing her life thing by finding the thing and whatnot. Stick 5 posters in the streets at the East End docks. Or burn all the posters. I mean, burning all the posters is bad for is kind of a bad tell on my part.